Hare Krishna. So today we will hear from Sumnima on the topic of prayers of Kunti Maharani. Sumnima, you should be able to share your screen. Go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna, yes. Confirming it's visible.
It's still loading. Yeah, now you can go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumiltam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadhamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapatakamelam Shri Guru and Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sargashatam Sargana Raghunatvitam Tam Sujivam Sadavaitam Sadadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakant Cha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavivyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Seeking permission and blessings from all devotees, Srila Prabhupada and Sri Sri Radhakrishna, to be able to present on the topic I have today. So before we begin, I want to ask you all a question. Have you ever prayed to Krishna for something? If yes, what have you prayed for? Maybe you can unmute or write in chat. Anybody has prayed anything for Krishna?
Hare Krishna Sumnima, yeah, I do pray, but I pray for engage me in your service.
Thank you. Anybody? Nitya Mataji writes for Lord's guidance and everything. Abhishek Prabhuji writes intelligence to take context decision. Yes, so since none of you have prayed to Krishna for more problems, have you met anybody who has actually prayed to Krishna to give more problems in your life? I'm assuming probably not, because most of us pray exactly the opposite way. Krishna, please solve my problem. Krishna, please help my family. Krishna, please fix my health. Or Krishna, please help me with my exams or remove my stress. But we can imagine somebody praying, Krishna, please give me more difficulties. So wouldn't our natural reaction for this be like, are you okay if we don't have any context of anything? Like, are you okay asking more problems to Krishna, right? But today we're gonna meet somebody who did exactly that, not because she enjoyed suffering, not because she was pessimistic, but because she had discovered something incredibly profound here. So she understood something that most of us spend our lives trying to understand. Maybe she realized that sometimes the greatest blessing does not come like in wrapped gifts. Sometimes they arrive as challenger disguised as challenges. So today we're going to study one of the most beautiful prayers of Srimad Bhagavatam. These are 26 prayers spoken by Queen Kunti when Krishna was about to leave Hastinapur after the Kurukshetra war. So these are the first set of full prayers in Bhagavatam, and these are not just ordinary prayers. I mean, and none of the prayers in Bhagavatam is ordinary, but these prayers reveal how a pure devotee sees the world and how Kunti Maharani sees Krishna and how she transforms suffering into devotion. So throughout our class today, we'll discover questions like why did Queen Kunti welcome calamities? Why did she describe Krishna in so many different ways? What are the biggest obstacle to devotion? So why does she compare devotion to river Ganges? So we'll be discussing things in this direction. So today we'll try to answer some of the beautiful questions from the prayers. First is what many devotees consider the highest expression of pure devotion, that is, let those calamities happen again and again. Second is why Queen Kunti prayed to sever her attachment to the Pandavas and Vishinis. Third is how our consciousness can flow towards Krishna just like river Ganges flows effortlessly into the ocean, to the ocean. Fourth is how Queen Kunti summarizes entire material world in just three Sanskrit words. Avidya Kama Karma Pi. Ignorance is the root cause of all material existence. And finally, the real reason why Krishna appears in this world. So these would be the main topics we'd be revolving around. But before we hear about the prayers, let's first understand who Queen Kunti was. So, who's Queen Kunti? Queen Kunti was the wife of Maharaj Pandu and the mother of five Pandavas. Uh, she was originally born as Pritha, the daughter of Sursena, who was a Yadav king. That means Queen Kunti was sister of Vasudeva, who was Lord Krishna's father. That means Krishna wasn't only the supreme personality of Godhead to her, he was also a nephew, making Queen Kunti the biological parental aunt of Lord Krishna. So now we know who Queen Kunti is. Let us understand the entire setting around where these prayers were spoken. So now the great Kurukshetra war has finally come to an end. King Yudhishthira has been crowned the king, and there is peace and righteousness. They all have been restored in the country. Krishna has completed his mission in Hastinapur, and he is now preparing to return to Dwarika. His chariot, you can all imagine, chariot is ready to depart, and everyone comes to bid farewell to Krishna. But just as his chariot is about to leave, Queen Kunti steps forward with her folded hands, and she offers these 26 heartfelt prayers to the Lord. She prays, like as she prays, she reflects her entire life, and she remembers how Krishna protected her family through every danger and calamities she had and her family had faced. So, what did Queen Kunti realize after looking at all those difficulties, right? So, let's begin with one of the most surprising prayers of Bhagavatam. That is 1.8.25. Somebody can please unmute and recite the verse if you'd like to. Yes, Abhishek, please.
Hare Krishna. The Paradox of Suffering, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.25. Vipada santu ta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yat syad punarbhava darshanam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So let's read the translation of this from the screen. Malti Mataji, if you can read this from the screen.
Hare Krishna. Translation. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated birth and deaths. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Archana Mataji, if you could read the first paragraph, please.
Purport. Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive, who have performed some pious activity, worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on a misdeed only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusionary energy. Therefore, for the pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take a shelter of the lotus feet of Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so-called calamity, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So when we first hear this about this verse, it probably sounds a little shocking. Why would anyone pray for calamities, right? And she says that whenever difficulties came into her life, she had the opportunity to see Krishna's protection again and again. And by remembering and seeing Krishna in that way, one becomes freed from this entire cycle of repeated birth and death. And that is why she wishes for all of this. So we have to notice something very important here. Queen Kunti does not glorify suffering at all. Like what she does is she is glorifying the remembrance of Krishna. The calamities themselves are not the blessing here. The blessing is that they brought her closer to Krishna. So while all these calamities were happening, she could remember Krishna again and again, and that is why she's glorifying the remembrance. But here's another interesting point here that she mentions is that when our life starts getting very comfortable, it becomes very easy to very easy to get distracted and forget our dependence on Krishna. So whenever we go through these difficult times, our prayers often become more sincere and we naturally take shelter of him. So the entire lesson from this verse is not that, oh Krishna, please give me more problems. It is more like, Krishna, whenever there is some, like whenever life is easy or difficult, please let me always remember you. So that is the mood of this verse that we have here. Throughout the prayers, Queen Kunti glorifies Krishna with many wonderful names. So we'll now see how each of these names that we go through reveals something more about the Supreme Lord. So first we have is Param Purush or Ishvara. So Queen Kunti, she if you notice, look at the prayers, she does not simply just say Krishna every time. Every time, like instead of calling Krishna, she chooses something different to address him because every different name reveals something more, right? And the first one here we have is Param Purusha or Ishvara. Param means supreme and Purusha means person. So together, Queen Kunti is glorifying Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, the original master of everything, and although is completely beyond this material universe, is also present everywhere, maintaining everything both inside and outside of creation. So is never limited by universe. Rather, the entire universe is dependent on him. Second is Atmaram. So have you ever noticed, like it happens a lot with me, is our happiness is dependent on something, right? When I get this, I'll be happy. Like when I get graduated, I'd be happy, or when I get a good job, I'd be happy, or when I buy that so and so thing, I'd be happy. But that's not the case with Krishna. Queen Queen Kunti says that he is Atma Rama, that is completely satisfied with himself and he does not need anything to become happier, is already complete. So that is Atma Rama. Bhakta Vatsal. So Krishna is the supreme Lord. So do you think anybody can control him? So the answer is yes, because it is love that is what can control Krishna. Queen Kunti calls him Bhakta Vatsal. That is, the Lord becomes controlled by his devotees' love. You can think like the situation where Mother Yasoda was picking up the stake. So she tied up the Supreme Lord with a rope, not because she was stronger, but because her love was stronger for Krishna. And that is what this name reminds us about. The next is Akinchana Gochara. So I have a question for all of us. Who do you think can understand Krishna the most? Who do you think can understand Krishna the most? Anybody?
Gopis.
Okay.
Devotees?
Okay.
Who has received the most mercy from Lord Krishna?
Okay. Anybody else? Anything? So
Anyone with a clear heart, Mataji.
okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. So Queen Kunti says Krishna becomes easily available to those who are akinchana. So people who are free from material pride. So like also we have to notice that she does not say people without money or not in that direction, but those who are without false dependence. So without having the material pride or worldly anchors, people come to Krishna, like those people who come to Krishna with humility, those are the people who can actually truly find him. So Akinchana Gochara is related to that here. Next is Queen Kunti addresses Krishna as Akinchana Vidya. So for those who have nothing in the material world to depend on, Krishna himself becomes the greatest wealth. So like not gold, not property, not power. Krishna becomes everything. And that is why Queen Kunti glorifies him as the priceless treasure for those who have taken complete shelter of him. We have a few more. So next one is eternal time, described by Queen Kunti as Samam Charatram. Krishna is the beginless and is also the endless course of time, Kala. But just like time itself, he moves among everyone. So he has no enemies, no favorites. He treats everyone impartially while allowing each of us to actually experience the result of our own choices. Next we have is the next quality is Krishna bewilders everyone. Even the great sages become amazed by his activities. Although he's unborn, he appears as if he takes birth. And although he is the Supreme Lord, he behaves like a very ordinary human being, going in the going with the cows in the field. His pastimes are so wonderful that they even leave the most wisest people in complete awe, like what is happening. So he's very good at bewildering everybody. This one is one of my favorite description that we have here is Krishna is the one whom fear itself fears, and yet the same Supreme Lord when becomes frightened when Mother Yasoda picks up the stick to discipline him. So the Lord controls the entire universe, but he willingly allows himself to be conquered by the love of his pure devotee. Next one is next Queen Kunti reveals what truly pleases Krishna. So it isn't the grand display of wealth or power. Krishna is most impressed by the simple, sincere, and unalloyed love of his pure devotee. So it's the devotion, not the unnecessary extravagance, all those things that attract the Lord. And we have the last quality here. Um, Queen Kunti calls Krishna Alakshaya, which means the unseen one. So whenever we watch plays in the past, we've watched, generally at the very end, the actors come from the backstage, remove a little bit part of their makeup, costumes, or props, and suddenly everyone starts saying, "Oh, you're the actor the entire time," but you probably did not recognize that person while he was playing, right? So we start saying, "Oh, wait, that was him." So Queen Kunti says Krishna is exactly like that, is present before everyone, yet not everyone can recognize him. Why? This is because he's hidden behind the curtains of his own Maya illusion, and only when we approach him with devotion, that curtain slowly starts to lift. So the more we develop that, the more clearly we begin seeing Krishna's presence in our lives. So now we're moving towards one of the most practical teachings in Queen Kunti's prayers. She says there are certain things that can become obstacles in our devotional life. So interestingly, none of the things that are present are bad in themselves. They just become problem when they make us proud. So the first one is janma, or noble birth. So if we're born into a respected family with lots of wealth, we may begin to think that I'm better than others. And what happens is that pride stops us from appreciating the sincere devotees who may have much humbler background, right? So uh, that is the first thing here. The second is aishwarya, or material wealth. So money as a whole. It's not a problem, but sometimes what happens is wealth gives us false sense of security. We might start thinking, you know what, I can solve this problem on my own, and slowly our dependence on Krishna begins to fade. Third one is Shruta, or education. So learning is a wonderful thing, but knowledge without humility, or knowledge in the wrong direction, can become a barrier. So if we might already think we know already so much, and then we stop listening and we stop growing spiritually. And again, none of these are bad on its own, but it's how they come towards, if they start making us proud. And the last one is physical beauty. So when we become overly absorbed in our appearance, we begin to identify ourselves with the body and forget that we are eternal souls. So Queen Kunti says, like these are not bad. She's just warning us that pride is the real obstacle here. So whether it's our birth, wealth, education, or beauty, if any of these makes us forget Krishna, they become obstacle instead of the blessing it should have been. And that is why, in the very same verse, she glorifies Krishna as Akinchana Gochara, as we just discussed, the Lord who is very easily approachable by those who are humble and free from material pride. So, if pride keeps us away from Krishna, uh, so yeah, if pride keeps us away from Krishna, we should maybe go to the source of it and try to reduce it right at the source itself. So Queen Kunti answers a couple of few things in the next, which is again one of my another favorite prayers from the set of prayers. Can anybody unmute and recite this, please?
Mataji, can I try?
Yes, please.
Namaha Pankajanaಭಾಯ Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajagre.
Thank you, Mataji. So, like we have learned that, traditionally devotees offer prayer to the Lord You may have noticed, like, where do we usually start our, like, let me actually ask this, like, where do we start our prayers to the Lord? Where do we begin offering the obeisances?
From the Lord Lotus feet.
Yes, Mataji, correct. So traditionally, like when a devotee starts praying, they start meditating from Krishna's lotus feet and gradually move up towards his waist, chest, face, and the beautiful eyes. But Queen Kunti does something completely different. So she begins with his lotus navel, here, Nabhaya, and then she moves towards his lotus garland, this Malini, and then she moves towards his lotus eyes, and then only at the end she offers a respectful, like, obeisances into the lotus feet. So why do you think she did that, right? Did she forget the order or something? Obviously not. This is where we see the sweetness in the relationship between them, right? So, if we remember who was Queen Kunti from the slide towards the start, Queen Kunti was not just devotee; she was also Krishna's aunt. So, Krishna was her younger nephew, and if she had immediately fallen at his lotus feet in front of everyone, Krishna, who was temporarily playing the role of a younger family member, might have felt shy or embarrassed, according to the family etiquette and norms that was out there. So, out of love and consideration for Krishna's feeling, Queen Kunti beautifully reverses the usual order. So, only after glorifying his navel, his lotus garland, his lotus eyes, she finally offers herself at the lotus feet. So, this is what we have, and I think this also teaches us something beautiful: is pure devotion sometimes is not just about following the rules. It's like when we act out of love and consideration for Krishna. Queen Kunti knew how to exactly offer obeisances to the Lord, but she also knew Krishna's heart, and she perfectly balanced everything right here. So, next, Queen Kunti begins glorifying some of his most beautiful names, like each revealing another aspect of his transcendental personality. So let's recite this as well. Maybe who can recite this? Unmute, and maybe we can all recite after that person.
Can Mataji?
Yes.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Maybe we can all unmute and repeat after Mataji.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki
Nandanaya
Nandanaya
Nandagopakumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Parth Prabhu, if you can read the first and second point from the screen, please.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Krishna, obeisances unto Sri Krishna, the all attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudevaya, obeisances unto the son of Vasudeva, who appeared in the Yadu dynasty. The first two only, or the remaining?
You can read the remaining as well, Prabhuji.
Devaki Nandanaya, obeisances unto the beloved son of Mother Devaki, who appeared in the region of Kamsha. Nanda Gapa Kumaraya, obeisances unto the younger son of Nanda Maharaja, who joyfully spent his childhood as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Govindaya, obeisances unto Govinda, he who gives pleasure to the cow, the senses, and all living beings. Namo Namaya. Again and again, I offer my respectful obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, we've come to like one of the final prayers of Queen Kunti. She leaves us with this beautiful prayer. She prays, Krishna, please cut the tight knot of my affection for Pandavas, Rishinis. Now, like in this verse, she does not mean she stopped loving her family. Rather, she is praying that she prayed that her love would no longer be limited only to my family or my people. So, uh, she instead wanted her love for Krishna to become so deep that it would naturally expand to living being. Let's read from the verse here. Shivangi Mataji, if you could please read the translation of 8.41 and the first paragraph purport, please.
Hare Krishna, O Lord of the universe, Soul of the universe, O Personality of the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection from my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vishnus. Purport. A pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord, but the householders are sometimes obliged to ask favors from the Lord, being bound by the tie of family affection. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact, and therefore she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affectionate tie from her own kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vishnus. The Pandavas are her own sons, and the Vishnus are the members of her paternal family. Krishna was equally related to both families. Both the families required the Lord's help because both were dependent devotees of the Lord. Srimati Kunti Devi visited Sri Krishna to remain with her sons, the Pandavas, but by his doing so, her paternal house would be bereft of the benefit. All these partialities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to cut off the affectionate tie.
Thank you, Mataji. So she prays that instead, what she prays is, may my attraction flow towards you, just like River Ganges flow endlessly towards the ocean. So think about River Ganges. Like, does it ever stop for a few minutes? Does it ever wonder which direction it needs to go? No, right? So it just flows steadily, constantly, without any distraction until it reaches the ocean. And Queen Kunti prays, Krishna, I want my consciousness to be exactly like that. So I have a couple of quiz questions here. So I'd like everybody to answer in chat quickly as possible for these questions here. So the first quiz question is, which one is not one of the four obstacles mentioned by Queen Kunti? And our options are wealth, education, beauty, and strength. Which is not one of the obstacles? Yes, Nitya Mataji writes strength in the chat. So that is the correct answer, strength, because again, we have to remember that she's not condemning any of these qualities in themselves. The real obstacle is pride, which can arise from these. So these make the person feel like they're independent of Krishna. Question 2. Krishna is called Akinchana Gochara because we have these options. 1. Become controlled by his pure devotee. 2. Remains hidden behind the curtain of Maya to non-devotee. 3. Is specially approachable to those who are free from material. And 4th is remains fully satisfied with himself. 3. Yes, we have the right answer in the chat here. First one is Bhaktavatsal, second is Alakshay, and third is Atmara, just for full context. The third question we have is, which verse is it? Let those calamities happen again and again. So was it 22, was it 25, was it 26, or 42?
It's 25. 1.8.25.
Anybody else says anything? Yes, you're correct, Mataji. So in this verse, Queen Kunti prays that calamities may come again and again, because they bring remembrance and darshan of Krishna, which ultimately leads one beyond the repeated birth and death. Again, the focus is not on suffering, but on constant dependence on Krishna. So we have the last quiz question, that is, Queen Kunti glorifies Atmaram because he accepts simple offering made with love, remains invisible to those covered by Maya, is completely self-satisfied and unaffected by material dualities, or because he appears as nephew of Kunti while remaining the Supreme Lord. Nitya Mataji writes option 3, which is correct. So first one is Krishna accepts offering because of devotees' love, not because he needs them. Second one is again connected with Alakshaya because Krishna remains hidden from those whose vision is covered by Maya. And fourth one is related with Param Purusha. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he lovingly accepts intimate relationship with Kunti's nephew. So I have a rapid fire round. We discussed a lot of qualities about Krishna's qualities. So maybe you all can type in chat or just unmute and say the qualities that we have just been discussing. Let's start. Any of the qualities that you remember from what we have just discussed? If you were right in the quiz as well. Yes, we have self-satisfied. Nitya Mataji writes Atmaram, Bhaktavatsal, eternal time, bewildering, Akinchana Gocharam. I think Nitya Mataji has the most written in short period of time.
Fear
anybody...
by fear personified.
Yes, Mataji.
And the bewilder all.
Yes, that is also correct here. Akinchana Vidya, conquered by love, feared by fear personified.
Alakshaya.
Yes, Prabhuji. Alakshaya. Anybody else? Anything more to add here?
Feared by fear personified.
Yes. Anybody remembers anything more? So we have these: Param Purusha, Atmaram, Bhaktavatsal, Akinchana Gojara, Akinchana Vidyaya, Eternal Time, Rewilders all. I think almost all of us, we had all of these answered here. So, I have the short video, so let's look at this.
O Krishna, as the river Ganges forever flows to the sea, let my mind, my being, be constantly drawn to thee. O most gentle, O original personality, master of the senses, seated in the hearts of all that be, existing both within and without, seeing all but seen by none. Unto you I offer all my respects. O Krishna, O soul of the universe, beyond the range of our perception, covered by the curtain of misconception, we are bewildered by your movements. Though you work, you are inactive. Though you take birth, you are unborn. And though you descend amongst men, sages, animals, and aquatics, you are the transcendent reality. And although you are unknown, above all that be, you reveal yourself to the surrendered souls who worship you in the core of their hearts. Unto you I offer all my respects. O Krishna, O eternal master and friend, once when you were a small child, your mother Yashoda took a rope to bind you. Your perturbed eyes filled with tears, and though fear personified is afraid of you, at that moment you were afraid. How can I understand these things? O my Lord, I offer all to you. O Lord, whose glance is as cool as a lotus, who protected us from a great fire, from a poisoned cake, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly of the Kurus, from sufferings and exile, from a fierce battle, and from a devastating weapon. You befriended us and stayed with us and guided us through all tribulations. I offer myself and whatever I have unto you. My Lord, your loving kindness and mercy often come clothed in strange guises, enveloped in a shroud of tribulation. Yet our journey through life is made easy by these hardships you provide. O Lord, let us not falsely claim that this world is our home. Let us not ever forget that this place is full of danger. But let the calamities come again and again, that we may remember you and meet with you again and again. For by remembering you, we no longer meet with repeated birth and death. O Krishna, those who always hear your glories, who always repeat your glories, who always see you in all things, and who always take pleasure in your pastimes, certainly find shelter at your lotus feet. My Lord, you can be easily approached, but only by those who are exhausted with sensual pleasure, unimpressed with opulence, unimpressed with fame and wealth, with prestigious birth, with scholarship. Only by those who are finished with idle talk, finished with mundane beauty, finished with all forms of religiosity. My Lord, I am not afraid to be abandoned by luck, by good fortune, by friends or relatives. I am not afraid to be handled roughly. I am not afraid to wander the streets homeless like a beggar. I am not afraid to be cast away, condemned, quarantined, or exiled. O most gentle, most holy, most merciful Master, help me, prepare me. Do whatever is necessary to render fit this unworthy soul for entrance into your eternal abode.
That is one of my most favorite prayers videos ever. So we've come to the almost end. Anybody has any inquiries, realization, comments?
Mataji, it was a beautiful summary and revision of one of the most beautiful chapters, prayers in the first canto and in Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you. It was, it was so good. Thank you.
Oh, grace to Prabhupada.
It was very nice the way you presented Mataji from questions and focusing on keywords. That was very interesting.
Thank you, Prabhuji. All grace to Prabhupada and Shri Shri Radha Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think it was not a presentation, it was a meditation on Krishna's everything, qualities to his pastime, everything. It's very beautiful. It was epic.
Because it was all Krishna's quality you're discussing. All right, so I have the pranam mantra. Panchakalpatarupasya kripa sindhu evaja patitanam bhavanevyo vaishnavevyo namo namo. Hare Krishna.
Again is flawless presentation by Sumnima, similar to Diksha's flawless presentation. And both Sumnima and Diksha are buddies and both from Nepal. So thank you for this super excellent presentation. And as Archana pointed out, meditation, absolutely correct. As Sumnima was speaking, I was actually visualizing the pastimes that she was describing. So thank you again for doing such wonderful, flawless presentation. It wasn't really a presentation. She was naturally speaking, naturally engaging everyone in reading and participating. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And all glories to Prabhupada as always.
And you notice Somnima also has a very nice humility of passing on the glorification to Prabhupada and Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Very good. Hemal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just want to add Mataji's presentation was really good. I took two key points from this presentation. One is when life is easy and comfortable, please allow me to remember you. And second is Krishna is present in front of everyone, but due to his Maya, we cannot see him. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Very good listening with rapt attention. Thank you. So, I have the presentation schedule on the screen. So next week, August 2nd, is Bhagavad Gita revision will start in 3 sessions, 6 chapters. And next week, August 2nd, batch 5 devotees will officially get merged with batch 3 and 4. Because today, after this session, the batch 5 session, which starts at 9:30 a.m. Toronto time, we'll be finishing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2 in that batch 5. So they will get merged here. And after these presentations get finished on September 13th, then Canto 3 will start. So it's the week of Radha Ashtami, where 3 major things are starting. So the week of Radha Ashtami, in this batch 3, 4, 5, Canto 3 will start. Then in batch 6 and 7, a new batch of Srimad Bhagavatam will start, as well as a new batch of Bhagavad Gita will start, batch number 8. All of them happening within the same week of Radha Ashtami, just few days apart. So you notice that August 9th and 16th, Sundays, we will not have class because my spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshika Das Adhikari, is going to be in Toronto. So for those of you who are in and around Toronto, please attend as many events of my spiritual master and please come for as many services as is possible for you. For those in Toronto and around area, I will soon be posting the schedule and the various service opportunities. Hopefully sometime today I will post. So right now make a note that August 14th, 15th and 16th, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday, my spiritual master will lead a training on how to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, there will be actual training, actual Sankirtan book distribution also. So participate. Those of you who are in Toronto and around area, you'll have to register for the event. So I will send all those informations very soon. The next announcement is whether or not you are ready for initiation does not matter. I request all of you to please complete ISKCON Disciple course. Now, right now, the ISKCON Disciple course happens Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. India time, which is Monday to Friday during morning working hours in Toronto, which is very difficult. Therefore, I spoke to His Grace Padmanaya Prabhu, who is the director or the head of the Mayapur Education Ministry, and he will hold a special ISKCON Disciple course session for all devotees across all our batches. So for the ISKCON Disciple course, we will target Saturday and Sunday in mid-October 2026 so that Janmashtami and Radhashtami busy times are over. So I will send out a Google document for you all to populate for this ISKCON Disciple course. So I request 100% of you to populate. So you will have options that yes, you will attend this special session or no, you will not attend. And then you have already completed or you will complete by yourself. So this ISKCON Disciple course is an eye-opener course. It's a very easy course, but definitely a very important course. And it will help you get attached to Srila Prabhupada and to your spiritual master. So this His Grace Padmanaya Prabhu, who is the director at Mayapur Education Ministry, is also giving the Sunday Feast lecture today at the Toronto Temple on devotee association. So try to attend his lecture also. He's my Siksha Guru. So many of you have heard him the Bhishma Dev prayers. I have played his recitation. So that's his recitation, and that's him, His Grace Padmanabha Prabhu. The next I have on the screen is the Bhadra Purnima 2026 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Goal is 100,008 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. So if any one of you do not have the physical Srimad Bhagavatam set, I request you to please consider to get one. If you have reasonable space that you can respect Srimad Bhagavatam at your respective homes, because Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. Now, if monetary is a concern, not to worry, can still take Bhagavatam. I or other devotees will gift you a set. You just have to be ready to welcome Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course, throughout the entire world at your respective temples, there are always Srimad Bhagavatam sets which are donated by someone. You can also get it for free, but those are limited. But not to worry about the monetary point. Just be ready. Everybody should have Srimad Bhagavatam in your homes, and offer bhoga to Srimad Bhagavatam in your homes. So as I said at the start, that a new batch of Bhagavad Gita is starting mid-September 2026, plus a new batch of Srimad Bhagavatam is starting mid-September 2026. So spread the word around. Get all your friends, families, colleagues, all your contacts to join these new batches. Similar to the Bhagavatam goal of 100,008 Bhagavatam sets for the new batch of Bhagavad Gita, which is batch number 8, our goal is 108 devotees at least. So get every single of your contact to join these batches. So anyone in your contact has any hesitation, get them to feel comfortable to speak to me. Any questions, comments, realizations, Divya? Divya, you had a question?
No, Prabhuji, I'm okay.
All right. Rest of you? Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.